Dangerously cold conditions out there with an alert day. I'll have more about this coming up for you in just a moment.
Plus, the mistakes pet owners could be making in the winter weather that puts their animals' lives at risk. I'll have more info on that up next.
And credit score sabotage, how your score can hurt your shot at a better job. Big TikTok news this morning, what millions need to know before you scroll. Good morning, I'm Alexandra Carter. On this Friday, January 23rd, the day we've been warning you about is here. It is bitterly cold out there. We'll start with a live look outside of our studio. It is an alert day. The Arctic air is here. Feels like a freezer outside. The temperature drop is making for some dangerous conditions. We'll bring in meteorologist Art Jarrett. So Art, what are you seeing out there now?
It was bitterly cold when I opened the door to go outside, but once I turned the corner and got that wind chill on me, my goodness. Yeah, that just, wow. In fact, you're going to see the dangerously cold conditions. We're going to see minus 40 to at least near minus 50 degrees on your skin today. We'll also find ourselves with an alert day. As you can see, we'll have highs possibly around minus 5. Our high today will be minus 8. We're holding on to lows from minus 15 to minus 30. Wind chills as low as minus 45, possibly a little bit higher for some locations. We'll also see, again, as we get into it, the winter cold. This is the extreme cold warning that is in play for 3 states. You can see pretty much taken care of here. We're holding on to this all the way to the noon hour. That will expire. That's when we're holding on to those minus 40 degree temperatures. Once we get into after the noon hour, we're going to hold on to at least minus 30s and some minus 20s in the forecast as we finish out going out through the remainder of the day. This will go all the way to midnight and then possibly all the way to 3 a.m. for some locations. Well, we'll still hold on to that cold. We're going to see lows this morning pretty much from minus 26, minus 19 for La Crosse, minus 22 for Eau Claire, minus 11 for Prairie du Chien, and as we get into it, you'll see minus 19 by Sparta. We'll hold on to that wind chill. As you can see, minus 42 degrees for La Crosse, holding on to minus 41 for Eau Claire. Getting into the 10 o'clock hour, minus 38 for La Crosse, minus 41 for Eau Claire. Not much change. That cold is with us. Once we get into the 12 o'clock hour, things begin to change. Minus 33 to minus 36 from La Crosse all the way up to Eau Claire. And when I come back, I'll have a better overview of how this all shapes up for your day. So please, please stick around.
All right, thank you, Art. And with this weather, the La Crosse Emergency Warming Shelter will open from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. today. That's at 713 St. James Street. A free bus will leave downtown at 7:42 and return from the center tonight at 6:25. New this morning, protecting pets when the cold weather hits. News 8 Now, Seth Padilla is live with what you need to know. Good morning, Seth.
Good morning, Alexandra. It is extremely cold out here and the weather is extremely dangerous, but not just for humans, but for animals as well. And the Coulee Region Humane Society is one of the many organizations preparing for the cold snap. With it being dangerously cold outside, the Coulee Region Humane Society is prepping for the ripple effects. They say they have seen an increase overall in pet surrenders in the past months, but they prepare for a surge during these cold snaps from those stuck outside.
Unsheltered population, they have nowhere to go with their pets. They have nowhere warm. Some of the places won't allow pets in warming centers. We don't have as many warming centers, or they're not opened as often.
And for those with pets with no shelter from the elements, they are forced to make a hard decision.
They want to do what's best for their pet, so they make it as far as they can, caring for their pet and everything, but when it gets to a point that they feel that the best would be to surrender it. It's a hard decision, but we're here to help them.
And if you do have pets that need to stay outside, they say be careful with how you choose to keep them warm.
Do not, I can't stress enough, do not use blankets.
They say this could be a life-ending mistake. Kathy used the example of when you breathe into a scarf. She says you create moisture from your breath and that scarf can freeze. Now imagine that's a blanket for a dog.
Honestly, we have had pets in the past that have curled up in a blanket and have froze to death in that blanket because it got all full of moisture and then froze.
She says use straw. Early warning signs that your dog may be getting frostbite on their paws include lifting their feet, paws that look dry, cracked, or extremely red. They say use a pet-safe petroleum jelly on their paws to help. If their paws look black or blue, take them to the vet immediately. The Coulee Region Humane Society says reach out to them with any questions you have during this cold snap. And a big concern for a lot of unsheltered people or animals is not only staying warm, but staying dry. They are often on the cold ground, but it's not just cold, it's wet. And to show you how concerning that is, I damped these pants before I went on live today. And as you can see, they are so frozen that I can hold them horizontally to the ground. So that is just how dangerous it is to not only be outside, but to be wet during this time with this extreme temperature. Reporting in La Crosse, Seth Padilla, News 8 Now This Morning.
All right, Seth, thank you for that important reminder. We'll check back in with you shortly. Some meals for those in need today may not arrive because of the weather. The county's Aging and Disability Resource Center says it won't deliver meals due to the cold. Seniors, they say, will have to rely on their emergency meal kits, but Mobile Meals of La Crosse will deliver today. Their volunteers say they're willing to brave the cold.
We get some people that say, oh no, you don't need to come out in this weather, but we're out there. Bundle up and layers, layers, layers.
They say the cold weather could lead to some delivery delays. Alternate side parking is still in effect. That'll last till tonight at 11:59. Vehicles must park on the side matching the day's date between midnight and 6 p.m. And remember, you can track the snow and cold by downloading the First Warn Weather app wherever you get your apps. And keep track of school and business closings at news8000.com. Just click on the closings tab at the top of the site. That'll take you right there to the full page. A News 8 follow-up now. We now know one person died. Another is in the hospital following that house fire in Hoka. The victim, a known businessman in La Crosse. News 8 Now's Brooklyn Hine reports.
People know him from all over, and he's a very caring person. He always had a love for horsepower and cars, and so he bought this station back in 1970.
Arden's family says serving the community through his auto shop was his pride, but drag racing was his true passion. Arden's daughter, Michelle, was also in the tragic fire and is currently being treated for her injuries.
My sister's in the burn center up in Madison. She's fighting for her life right now.
That was Brooklyn Hine reporting. If you'd like to support Arden's daughter in recovery, a GoFundMe can be found on our website. New this morning, Minnesota gearing up for a sit-out to protest ICE and support immigrant communities. The strike calls for people to not work, shop, or attend school. A march in Minneapolis is scheduled for 2. Democratic Senator Amy Klobuchar, meanwhile, filing paperwork that could signal a run for governor. Tim Walz ended his third-term run earlier this month. Klobuchar previously said she was considering a run but hadn't made a decision. President Trump back at the White House this morning after his trip to Switzerland. He's offering new details on foreign deals. CBS's Jared Hill reports.
And I think Greenland's going very well. It's in negotiation.
On the journey home from Davos, President Trump offered a new timeline on Greenland, a deal in 2 weeks, giving the U.S. more access to the Arctic territory.
We have to have a strong freedom.
It's not ownership, which the president initially threatened. A relief for many Greenlanders who want to remain under the control of Denmark.
1 hour, we are, well, almost at war. Next hour, everything is fine and beautiful.
Ahead of a first trilateral meeting with the U.S., Russia, and Ukraine to end Russia's war, President Trump cautiously optimistic about his private meeting with Vladimir Zelensky in Switzerland.
I had a good meeting, but I've had, numerous good meetings with President Zelensky. It doesn't seem to happen.
Meanwhile, a growing rift with our neighbor to the north. In Davos, President Trump said Canada lives because of the U.S. The Canadian Prime Minister pushed back.
Canada doesn't live because of the United States. Canada thrives because we are Canadian.
In response, President Trump withdrew his invitation for Canada to join his new Board of Peace, which currently lacks the support of several key U.S. allies. Now back on U.S. soil, the president announced he'll take his economic message on the road ahead of the midterms.
Sitting presidents don't seem to do well in the midterms.
Acknowledging the challenge ahead. Jared Hill, CBS News.
A contentious hearing on Capitol Hill. Former special counsel Jack Smith testifying before the House Judiciary Committee. The topics: the Capitol attack and the Trump classified documents case. Republican lawmakers claim the investigations were politically motivated.
Our investigation developed proof beyond a reasonable doubt that President Trump engaged in criminal activity. If asked whether to prosecute a former president based on the same facts today, I would do so regardless of whether that president was a Democrat or a Republican.
Both of Smith's cases ended after Trump's re-election. And a TikTok deal is finally done that spins off the app's U.S. platforms to a group of Trump-backed American investors. A heads up, your algorithm could change because of it. Happening this weekend, tonight and tomorrow, is Riverfront Revolt. Enjoy live music with Of Mice and Men, Sick Puppies, and more at the La Crosse Center. Tomorrow is the 5th annual Big Brothers Big Sisters Cornhole Tournament. All you need to do is bring a partner and your own bags. That starts at 10 a.m. and is $40 a team. Time now is 6:09. Still ahead, rebooking flights with no extra cost. Jobless claims are staying low, and the Commerce Department report is out. Plus, why your credit score matters more now than ever. And first, we'll put some good in your morning. It is National Pi Day. It's different from National Pi, spelled P-I Day. That is the mathematical constant 3.14. Of course, that is on March 14th. This is just regular National Pi Day. So happy Pi Day to you. And we'll leave you now with the wake-up call with New York City. A winter storm watch is on here. Areas north and west of Manhattan could see a foot or more of snow. Stay with us. Your morning consumer news is next.
While you're busy, your pup can play all day at Top Dog Retreat in West Salem. Safe, supervised fun with friends, plus plenty of exercise and love. Because a tired dog is a happy dog. Top Dog Retreat, a bark above the rest.
You came prepared to take on the pressure. We came prepared to give you none of that, just more out of buying a car. At Maury's West Salem Kia, you get our best price up front. No scripts, no side eyes, no 4-hour negotiations. Maury's sales team doesn't work on commission, so you get more help, less hassle. Need service? With Maury's, you get honest work done right. We even do more for our community. Get more with Maury's West Salem Kia. Visit MaurysWestSalemKia.com.
Interested in a heat pump for your home? Here at G&T, we've got an offer to sweeten the deal. Qualified customers can get up to $8,000 off a new Goodman heat pump system and a $2,000 tax credit for this year. In most cases, you'll pay less for this heat pump and furnace system installation, as well as over time with its efficiency and energy savings. Seriously, a Goodman heat pump that's smaller and more efficient for less. Plus, it's installed by an amazing team of skilled technicians with quality you can count on and experience you can trust. Interested? Call G&T for the best heating and air conditioning guaranteed.
To everyone who enjoys a feel-good meal, we're crafting one for you, Wisconsin style.
We're talking handcrafted, cooked to order,
scoop to perfection goodness.
More like greatness.
A snuggle up in the booth, share a bite kind of meal.
A fill you up, heart and soul kind of meal.
Come treat someone you love to a meal they're sure to love.
One always served with a smile.
That comes from the heart.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious!
Hello, I'm Franklin Graham. As we approach this new year, we see a lot of difficulty out there. The violence on the street, the upheaval, and it's not just here, but it's around the world, and it seems like everything's getting ready to implode. Well, I can tell you right now, our world needs peace, and we need God's peace. And God's peace comes through faith in His Son, Jesus Christ. That's right, Jesus Christ. He came from heaven to this earth to take our sins. He died and shed His blood on a cross for our sins. He was buried. On the third day, God raised Him to life. If you have never trusted Him as your Savior, you can do that right now. Just pray this prayer with me. Just say, God, I'm a sinner. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I believe that Jesus Christ is your Son. I'd like to trust Him as my Savior right now, and I want to follow Him as my Lord forever. Amen. If you prayed that prayer, call that number right now that's on the screen. We have some folks that would like to speak with you, pray with you, but call that number on the screen. God bless you.
At Top Dog Retreat in West Salem, skip the mess and hassle at home. Our climate-controlled self-serve dog wash is open 24 hours to keep your dog clean, dry, and ready for their next adventure. Top Dog Retreat, a bark above the rest.
In our consumer news this morning, airlines are bracing for winter weather delays, specifically United, Delta, American, and Southwest. They're waiving rebooking fees, but there is a catch. The rescheduled travel has a time limit. First-time unemployment benefit applications from last week remain near 2-year lows. The number is about 200,000. That's up 1,000 from the previous week, but it still keeps the 4-week average the lowest in 2 years. And consumer spending remains strong during the holidays despite high prices. That's the word from the Commerce Department. Spending rose 0.5 percentage point in November as the season started. Inflation also remained higher than normal. 2026 could bring even lower gas prices and big tax refunds, but credit scores are still suffering post-COVID. Karen Caifa takes a look at the numbers.
The Federal Reserve Bank of New York found Americans haven't been this anxious about missing debt payments since the early shock of the COVID-19 pandemic in April 2020. Consumers still feeling squeezed by elevated post-pandemic inflation and debt that came with it.
It is a challenging time, but it's important for people to understand that they have more power over their money and over their interest rates than they think they do.
LendingTree recently analyzed records of 100,000 users with exceptional credit scores of at least 800. They found those consumers averaged $171,553 in debt, including mortgages, up 14.2% from October 2022. Despite taking on a bigger burden than a few years ago, those borrowers paid their bills on time every month. They kept credit utilizations low, averaging just 5.5% of available credit, and limited inquiries for new credit, averaging just 1.7 over the past 2 years. All key elements, Matt Schultz, LendingTree's chief consumer finance analyst, says, leading to a higher credit score.
It doesn't even have to be perfect credit. It doesn't have to be an 800 credit score for you to basically have an awful lot of options when it comes to credit cards, mortgages, personal loans, on down the line.
And in an uncertain labor market, improving a credit score could improve chances of a job or promotion. Only 11 states have laws on the books prohibiting the use of credit reports when making employment decisions, with exceptions for some roles. In Washington, I'm Karen Caifa.
Let's look at your consumer news. We will send it over to Art now. He's got an update on that frigid forecast.
All right, like I told you before, it is an alert day today, and of course you already know, if you've already been outside for just a second to grab the newspaper or something, you're looking at this low goes all the way, this condition goes all the way through Saturday morning, and of course the dangerously cold conditions. You can see at least wind chills of minus 45 possibly. We may even see closer to minus 49 possibly for some of the coldest spots today. We'll also find ourselves getting into this morning lows minus 15 to minus 30. And of course, the high, minus 5. We're probably going to hit about minus 8 today for our high for the day, and that could possibly be a record. Getting into how this all shapes up, holding on to the winter cold, you can see that's pretty much widespread in the blue there. That goes all the way to the noon hour today. And then once we get past the noon hour, well, this kicks in. This is a cold weather advisory that kicks in from noon all the way to 3 a.m. for Saturday. Now, a lot of locations, especially to the east, are going to be picking up that colder air, so they're going to hold on to that. And of course, you're going to see this also possibly include areas by La Crosse as well. I'm going to put them all the way to 3 a.m. just to be safe for everybody. Just to let you know, today the winds aren't as light or as heavy as they were yesterday. So we're going to be seeing winds about 15 miles per hour, a little light breeze out there right now. But man, oh man, the thing is we have limited amount of cloud cover, and that means if we did have more clouds, we'd have some colder conditions in here right now. Holding on to tomorrow, we're looking at the winds coming out of the west, and of course they'll be a little bit lighter as well. But we'll still have that cold still lingering because we're going to have a few clouds kind of sneaking in as well. Holding on to the wind chill tracker, you can see as we go all the way to the 5 o'clock hour and 6 o'clock hour, we have minus 42 degrees right now, holding on to that as we roll right back into minus 38 going into areas right by the 10 o'clock hour. Eau Claire have minus 41. Then we'll continue on as we roll right back in the noon hour. You're seeing minus 33 for us and minus 36 for Eau Claire today. Then we'll get into the 2 o'clock hour where all this begins to break down. You'll see minus 29 to minus 33. So a lot of locations will have mostly minus 20s once we get into the afternoon and PM hours. You're seeing similar conditions by the 9 o'clock hour all the way to the 10 o'clock hour as well, with minus 18 to possibly minus 28 to 29 degrees in the forecast. That continues all the way to 3 o'clock in the morning as it begins to break down. By the 10 o'clock hour for tomorrow, that means it starts to break down as well, and then we're done with that. So we get into it here, quiet conditions for you out there right now. Minus 42 for Eau Claire. You're looking at minus 43 for La Crosse right now, holding on to the wind chill. You're seeing minus 37 for a wind chill out there in Winona as well. We'll get back into how this all shapes up with the northwesterly winds. Clouds are way up to the north right now, so that's why we're not as cold as we should be. We also have a lot of moisture coming in from the Pacific. Snowfall up in the high Sierra, carrying all the way into the Four Corners region. More moisture continues to track into Texas. Then we're seeing ice start to build up all the way up, going into St. Louis there into Missouri. And that continues on into the Midwest and all the way out to the East Coast eventually. And that's going to be a lot of troubles for a lot of folks. Even down to the south, Atlanta, they'll be picking up a lot of ice as well, and the possibility of that going to Tennessee and portions of Kentucky as well. For our day, though, we're holding on to minus degree numbers for your highs for the day. We'll probably hit minus 8 degrees instead of that 9 you see, holding on to possibly temperatures bumping up a little bit more. more so as we get more cloud coverage probably trying to sneak in. We'll also see gradually as we go into Eau Claire. You're looking at minus 12 or so for your high today, and then possibly getting into how this all shapes up. You still got those minus numbers to still continue with the wind chill still holding on. We'll also see as we go through the day, minus 10 degrees for Mindoro. Sunnier skies will prevail for a lot of folks, even out to Prairie du Chien. Mostly sunny skies. We'll take it back up to areas by Eau Claire, where I should say La Crosse, where you're picking up partly cloudy skies, minus 8 degrees for you. Then back up to the north. Once we go up there again, you're going to be seeing at least partly cloudy skies up there, holding on to the possibility of minus 11 degrees and rounding out there. As we go into the next few days, my friends, we'll hold on to the possibility of this. We'll see conditions to play out like this, finishing out, holding on to the possibility of, again, an alert day for today and tomorrow. I apologize, this keeps fluctuating like that, but you're going to hold on to partly cloudy skies leading into mostly sunny skies. We also have an alert day, possible alert day, I should say, for Sunday, and that could continue all the way into Thursday of next week.
Thank you, Art. Coming up, the Trump administration making some big changes in the medical field, what it means for your health, and how to stay safe from carbon monoxide during the cold weather.
Badgers were looking for their first win against Penn State in a couple years, plus a couple key matchups on the hardwood in Scenic Bluffs and Ridge and Valley conferences. Highlights coming your way next in the Blitz.
It's out with the old and in with the new. You know what they say, new year, new you. And right now, King Furniture is overstocked with the latest styles in bedrooms, dining rooms, mattresses, sofas, recliners, sectionals, and more. King has the largest selection of lazy boy furniture in the Coulee region and an incredible variety of custom options to create that perfect look. And where else will you find free delivery, free haul away, and 12 months no interest payments? It's only at the King Furniture New Year's sale going on now.
Even on an antidepressant, there are days I feel stuck in my head. Depression symptoms like sadness and low energy can hold me back. I wanted to break through. I asked about Vraylar. Adding Vraylar to an antidepressant significantly reduces overall depression symptoms better than an antidepressant alone.
Not for elderly with dementia-related psychosis due to increased risk of death or stroke. Report changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts to your doctor. Antidepressants may increase these in those under 25. Report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, which may be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may not go away. High blood sugar may lead to coma or death. Weight gain and high cholesterol may occur. Difficulty moving, uncontrolled movements, tremors, feeling like you need to move, nausea, constipation, insomnia, dizziness, increased appetite, and fatigue are common. Side effects may not appear for weeks.
Vraylar, breaking through to relief. Ask about Vraylar.
This adorable shelter pet wants to meet you and your family today. The News 8 Now Pet of the Week is brought to you by Wisconsin Veterinary Orthopedics.
The Menards bag sale is here. Get 15% off everything you can fit in the bag. Plus, get big savings on big buys. Transform your home with a new Ideal garage door. Choose from our in-stock selection or design your own using our free designer. This 9x7 insulated garage door is only $499.99. Upgrade your floors with new vinyl plank flooring from Tarkett. It's waterproof, durable, and easy to install. Vericor vinyl plank is $329 per square foot.
Save big money at Menards.
News 8 Now Sports.
To the Blitz. Earlier in the week, we saw a couple key conference battles with some major implications on the hardwood. More of the same as we travel out to the Ridge and Valley and Scenic Bluffs. We'll begin in Elroy. Bangor entering with no losses in league play last night. Panthers with just one. Here, Cardinals senior Brody Edwards working in the post, fighting through contact for the game's first bucket. Then the next possession, Dane Langer, also down in the paint, goes up and in to put his team up by 3. But the home team would respond with a barrage of shots from downtown. Dylan Velasquez connecting from deep to tie the game up. And just a few seconds later, Braxton Board takes the lead for his side as he cashes in a 3-ball of his own. The sophomore finished with a game-high 24 points as the Panthers cruise to a 61-47 statement win against the Cardinals. Some Ridge and Valley teams in action last night. Wazeeka Steuben welcoming in DeSoto. Early in this one, Isabella Bunders gets the pass in the paint, gets the reverse layup to fall. That gives her side the lead. She had 19 points on the night. Pirates on the attack now. Kylie Venner drains a 3-ball to make it a 2-point game. She finished with a game-high 23 points. 5 minutes left in the first half, and this time it's Macy Mitchell nailing a 3 of her own to go up by 4, but with only seconds left in the half, Venner lobs up a 3 and banks it in to walk into the locker room with a 6-point lead. And it's DeSoto taking this one on the road. 58-54 is your final. Badgers looking for their first win over Penn State since February 8th, 2023. Early stages of this one. Have you heard about the month this guy is having? They're calling it January. John Blackwell cans the triple. Then Braden Carrington gets hot from downtown. He had 4 threes in the opening half. Bucky up comfortably at the intermission, and then after the break, winter is not coming. Winter is here. Nolan Winter on the jam right there. And later in the second half, more fun hanging on the rim had by Austin Rapp, who slams it home. Badgers crush the Nittany Lions, taking this one 98 to 71. Wisconsin now with 5 wins in a row. We've got a great story on our website, news8000.com, as I talked with former standout athlete from Prairie du Chien, Blake Thierry, as he just won the national title with Indiana. So be sure to check that out. And heads up, no Friday Night Frenzy tonight with all those cancellations. Have a great Friday.
Stop in where family and friends gather for the lunch sizes. The penny leaves you satisfied. The nickel may require a power nap. With the dime, it's eat what you can and take the rest to go. Open 11 a.m. Monday through Saturday for dine-in, carry-out, and curbside at Houghton's Jackson Street Pub.
Experience the thrill of gaming at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin. Whether you're a slots enthusiast or prefer the excitement of table games, we've got you covered. Enjoy delicious dining options, live entertainment, and exclusive promotions that add even more memories and adventure to your visit at any one of our 6 locations. And coming soon to Beloit. More of our amazing gaming options, amenities, and outstanding service you can count on. Find your fun today at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin.
The independent living is really nice because you have your own apartment and it's just like living at home.
Although I thought I was way too young to be moving in a place like this, finding Welcome Home was just like finding a home.
Live your life the way you want to and don't have to worry about all the other chores and insurance and things like that.
I like that we get a balanced meal.
Those little helps really help me to be independent.
We all want to be understood, to matter, to build a life that feels balanced and fulfilling. At Dovetail Counseling, we meet you where you are, with compassionate and honest therapy, making you a strong and seamless whole. We specialize in trauma therapy and neurodivergent well-being. Visit our website or call. Would you like to be understood? Dovetail Counseling, healing through connection in downtown La Crosse.
News 8 Now and Co-op Credit Union are taking part in Chase the Chill.
Chase the Chill is a project across North America that provides warm clothing to people in need. Scarves, hats, and gloves are hung on trees with notes on them, letting people know they can take them.
Co-op Credit Union and our community are conducting our own Chase the Chill campaign from December through February.
Together, we can keep our community warm this winter.
Make your donations of scarves, hats, and gloves at our La Crosse and Onalaska locations.
Get big-time savings for the whole family at Fleet Farm's first truckload super sale of the year. 50-pound bags of Sprout Poultry Crumble and Pellet Feed are $11.99. Save 20% on clear Sterlite storage totes. 12 packs of Scott Comfort Plus toilet paper are just $3.49. And save 25% on Skechers footwear for the family. Load up at Fleet Farm's Truckload Super Sale, January 22nd through the 25th. And check out all the truckload deals at fleetfarm.com.
Stop in where family and friends gather for the lunch sizes. The penny leaves you satisfied. The nickel may require a power nap. With the dime, it's eat what you can and take the rest to go. Open 11 a.m. Monday through Saturday for dine-in, carry-out, and curbside at Houghton's Jackson Street Pub.
The First Warn Weather app. Download it today.
Hospital alert day as we get into today for dangerously cold conditions. More about that coming up in just a moment.
Plus, the mistakes pet owners could be making in the winter weather that puts their animals' lives at risk. I'll have more info on that up next.
And credit score sabotage, how your score can hurt your shot at a better job. A taste of the Philippines right here in La Crosse. We're trying dishes on Foodie Friday from Oriental Goodies. Good morning, I'm Alexandra Carter on this Friday, January 23rd. If you thought it was cold out yesterday, you are in for more of that today. We'll take a live look outside of our studio on this alert day. The Arctic air is here. It's making for some dangerous conditions out there. We will send it over now to meteorologist Art Jarrett. Art, what are you tracking now on this blistery cold day?
I love the expression on your face, by the way. Hey, as we get into it here, you're looking at dangerously cold conditions, possibly minus 40 to possibly near minus 50 degrees for the wind chill. We'll also find ourselves getting into very cold conditions, possibly for Sunday as well, and that may go all the way into next week. But for now, this is what we're contending with. Minus 45 possible getting into the forecast today. Lows minus 15 to minus 30. Below temperatures, I should say our highs today below minus 5. We should get at least minus 8 degrees for our high today, possibly about minus 12 or so for Eau Claire. Hey, let's get into all this right now. The winter cold, you're holding on to the possibility of this extreme cold all the way to the noon hour. That will expire by then. We'll hold on to the possibility of this as we get into it. By the time we get in the noon hour, and then after that, all the way, we have a cold advisory coming in. That goes all the way to midnight tonight, and that's probably all the way up to midnight to possibly 3 a.m. in the morning. I'm extending ours also into 3 a.m. in the morning, so that will contend with that. But let's get into how this all shapes up. We get into the lows this morning, pretty much minus 19, minus 23 as you get into Eau Claire, minus 26 in Ladysmith, minus 11 for Prairie du Chien, and areas right by Sparta, minus 20. We'll get into how this all shapes up for you here too as well. The wind tracker, as we go to the 8 o'clock hour, you're looking at minus 42 degrees, carrying over to at least minus 38 once you get in the 10 o'clock hour. And once you see, as you go into your lunchtime, you're also going to be seeing the possibility of minus 33 degrees for La Crosse for the kiddos going to lunch today. You're also going to find minus 36 for Eau Claire. Once you get in the 2 o'clock hour, this all begins to break down a little bit, and you're going to see minus 29 for La Crosse, minus 33 for Eau Claire. We get into how this all shapes up for the day, though. Once you get in the 1 o'clock hour all the way to the 1 a.m., you're looking at these conditions coming in. The blue you see there, the teal, that is a wind chill factor out there as well. So it's going to be about minus 8 for our high today, probably around 3 o'clock or so, minus 8 degrees. You'll see Eau Claire possibly around minus 12 or so. And of course, when I come back, I'll have a better overview of how this all shapes up for your day. Stick around.
Thank you, Art. The La Crosse Emergency Warming Center is open today from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. at 713 St. James Street. A free bus leaves downtown at 7:42 and returns from the center at 6:25 tonight. New this morning, protecting pets when cold weather hits. News 8 Now, Seth Padilla is live outside with what we all need to know. Good morning, Seth.
Good morning, Alexandra. The weather outside is extremely dangerous, and most of all, it's cold. And this isn't only dangerous for humans, but for animals as well. And the Coulee Region Humane Society is one of the many organizations preparing for the cold snap. With it being dangerously cold outside, the Coulee Region Humane Society is prepping for the ripple effects. They say they have seen an increase overall in pet surrenders in the past months, but they prepare for a surge during these cold snaps from those stuck outside.
Unsheltered population, they have nowhere to go with their pets. They have nowhere warm. Some of the places won't allow pets in warming centers. We don't have as many warming centers, or they're not opened as often.
And for those with pets with no shelter from the elements, they are forced to make a hard decision.
They want to do what's best for their pet, so they make it as far as they can, caring for their pet and everything, but when it gets to a point that they feel that the best would be to surrender it. It's a hard decision, but we're here to help them.
And if you do have pets that need to stay outside, they say be careful with how you choose to keep them warm.
Do not, I can't stress enough, do not use blankets.
They say this could be a life-ending mistake. Kathy used the example of when you breathe into a scarf. She says you create moisture from your breath and that scarf can freeze. Now imagine that's a blanket for a dog.
Honestly, we have had pets in the past that have curled up in a blanket and have froze to death in that blanket because it got all full of moisture and then froze.
She says use straw. Early warning signs that your dog may be getting frostbite on their paws include lifting their feet, paws that look dry, cracked, or extremely red. They say use a pet-safe petroleum jelly on their paws to help. If their paws look black or blue, take them to the vet immediately. The Cooley Region Humane Society says you can reach out to them for any advice you need during this time. And I do want to mention, since we're on the topic of unsheltered dogs and people, a major difficulty is not only staying warm, but staying dry. They are often on the ground that's cold but wet. And just to show you how dangerous that is, I damped these sweatpants before I came on air today. And as you can see, it is so cold outside that I'm able to hold them horizontally from the ground. That's how dangerous it is outside. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio. Reporting in La Crosse, Seth Padilla, News 8 Now this morning.
They are frozen solid. All right, Seth, thank you for that reporting. And some other headlines because of the weather. Some meals for those in need today may not arrive. The county's Aging and Disability Resource Center won't deliver meals because of the cold. Seniors will have to rely on their emergency meal kits, but Mobile Meals of La Crosse says they'll deliver today. Their volunteers say they are willing to brave the cold.
We get some people that say, oh no, you don't need to come out in this weather, but we're out there. Bundle up and layers, layers, layers.
They say the cold weather could lead to some delivery delays. And alternate side parking still in effect. That'll last till tonight at 11:59. Vehicles must park on the side matching the day's date between midnight and 6 p.m. Remember, you can track the snow and cold by downloading the First Warn Weather app wherever you download your apps. And keep track of any school or business closings at news8000.com. Click on the Closings tab at the top of the site. That'll take you to the full page. We now know one person died, another hospitalized following that house fire in Hoka. The victim is a known businessman in La Crosse. News 8 Now's Brooklyn Hine reports.
People know him from all over, and he's a very caring person. He always had a love for horsepower and cars, and so he bought this station back in 1970.
Arden's family says serving the community through his auto shop was his pride, but drag racing was his true passion. Arden's daughter, Michelle, was also in the tragic fire and is currently being treated for her injuries.
My sister's in the burn center up in Madison. She's fighting for her life right now.
That was Brooklyn Hine reporting. If you'd like to support Arden's daughter, you can find a GoFundMe on our website, news8000.com. New this morning, Minnesota gearing up for a sit-out to protest ICE and support immigrant communities. The strike calls for people not to work, shop, or attend school. A march in Minneapolis is set for 2 p.m. President Trump back at the White House after his trip to Davos. He's offering new details on foreign deals as CBS's Jared Hill.
From Davos, President Trump offered a new timeline on Greenland, a deal in 2 weeks giving the U.S. more access to the Arctic territory.
We have to have a strong freedom.
It's not ownership, which the president initially threatened. A relief for many Greenlanders who want to remain under the control of Denmark.
1 hour, we are almost at war. Next hour, everything is fine and beautiful.
Ahead of a first trilateral meeting with the U.S., Russia, and Ukraine to end Russia's war, President Trump cautiously optimistic about his private meeting with Vladimir Zelensky in Switzerland.
I had a good meeting, but I've had, numerous good meetings with President Zelensky. It doesn't seem to happen.
Meanwhile, a growing rift with our neighbor to the north. In Davos, President Trump said Canada lives because of the U.S. The Canadian Prime Minister pushed back.
Canada doesn't live because of the United States. Canada thrives because we are Canadian.
In response, President Trump withdrew his invitation for Canada to join his new Board of Peace, which currently lacks the support of several key U.S. allies. Now back on U.S. soil, the president announced he'll take his economic message on the road ahead of the midterms.
Sitting presidents don't seem to do well in the midterms.
Acknowledging the challenge ahead. Jared Hill, CBS News.
A contentious hearing on Capitol Hill, former special counsel Jack Smith testifying before the House Judiciary Committee. The topics, the Capitol attack and the Trump classified documents case. Republican lawmakers claim the investigations were politically motivated.
Our investigation developed proof beyond a reasonable doubt that President Trump engaged in criminal activity. If asked whether to prosecute a former president based on the same facts today, I would do so regardless of whether that president was a Democrat or a Republican.
Both of Smith's cases ended after Trump's reelection. Happening this weekend, tonight and tomorrow night, is the Riverfront Revolt. Enjoy live music with Of Mice and Men, Sick Puppies, and more. Tomorrow's the 5th annual Big Brothers Big Sisters Cornhole Tournament. All you need to do is bring a partner and your own bags. That starts at 10 a.m. and it costs $40 per team. The U.S. officially splitting from the World Health Organization. The Trump administration says all funding has stopped and employees have been recalled. The administration blamed the WHO's handling of COVID and called for reforms, but health experts say the move puts the U.S. at a disadvantage, limiting access to global disease surveillance and outbreak information. The U.S. also still owes the organization about $260 million in unpaid dues. Carbon monoxide can be deadly. You know that. That risk goes up in the winter. The poisonous gas is produced by things that keep you warm, like fireplaces and furnaces. Mandy Gaither has the dangers and how to protect your family.
Every year in the U.S., unintentional carbon monoxide poisoning sends more than 100,000 people to the emergency room, hospitalizes more than 14,000 patients, and kills more than 400 people.
A lot of the symptoms of the early start to carbon monoxide exposure can mimic some of the cold and flu-like symptoms.
Dr. Jason Milk with Cleveland Clinic says that adds to the challenge of identifying when carbon monoxide is making a person sick. The most common symptoms of poisoning are headache, dizziness, weakness, upset stomach, vomiting, chest pain, and confusion.
The emergency departments have ability of how to measure your carbon monoxide levels. And the antidote for carbon monoxide exposure is eliminating the source, meaning getting away from the risk, and then oxygen is the therapy.
Reduce risk of exposure by using a carbon monoxide detector that will alert when there's a danger. The CDC also says to never use a generator inside your home or garage, even if doors and windows are open. Only use them outside, more than 20 feet away from windows, doors, and vents, and never heat your home with a gas oven. Don't run your vehicle inside a garage that's attached to a house, even when the garage door is open. For a detached garage, open the door to let in fresh air when running a car.
If you have multiple family members, everyone in the home has all the same symptoms. It may be that carbon monoxide is the common denominator as to why everyone doesn't feel good.
Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
All right, Cara. Well, she's turning 8 today. She loves dogs and dancing.
Happy birthday to you, Cara. If you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 1880 or 88, we'd love to feature them.
That's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on our website.
Coming up, a taste of the Philippines right here in La Crosse. We're trying Foodie Friday dishes from Oriental Goodies.
Make your pup look and feel their best at Top Dog Retreat in West Salem. Fresh, clean, and oh so soft. They'll strut out looking top dog. Book your grooming appointment today at booktopdog.com. Top Dog Retreat, a bark above the rest.
The Menards bag sale is here. Get 15% off everything you can fit in the bag. Plus, save big on your interior projects. Mohawk area rugs add luxurious comfort and warmth to your floors. Get a 5x7 Caledonia shag area rug for $89.99 after rebate. Find your style with Patriot Lighting ceiling lights. We have a variety of styles and finishes. Pick up this trending Gilded 2 plush mount ceiling light for just $24.99.
Save big money at Menards.
In 1969, Taco John's combined Western traditions with Mexican flavors and created West-Mex. More than 50 years later, it still tastes like a good idea. West-Mex meals start at just $5, only at Taco John's.
Living with chronic migraine? 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more. Botox prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine, and treatment is 4 times a year. So why wait? Talk to your doctor.
Botox effects may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as trouble swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Those with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Side effects may include allergic reactions like rash, breathing problems, dizziness, neck and injection site pain, and headache. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions like ALS, myasthenia gravis or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medicines like botulinum toxins, which may increase the risk of serious side effects.
In a survey, 91% of patients wish they'd started Botox sooner. Ask your doctor today. If eligible, you may pay $0.
It's Hy-Vee's 99-cent sale this Friday through Sunday. Get hundreds of items for just 99 cents. That's hundreds of items across the store for just 99 cents. Like pork chops, Campbell's soup, Roma tomatoes, drumsticks, Lunchables, Hy-Vee bread, banquet pot pies, cottage cheese, and hundreds more. Save in-store and online during Hy-Vee's 99-cent sale this Friday through Sunday.
Unleash your dog's potential at Top Dog Retreat in West Salem. Our expert trainer makes learning fun and effective, including a wide range of enrichment activities to get your dog's tail wagging. Book your session today. Top Dog Retreat, a bark above the rest.
All right, welcome back. Potential records today, possible -8 degrees for La Crosse for a high today. That's what we're expecting. The record lowest temperature back in, the record lowest high temperature back in the day in 1963 was -2. So we're going to crush that. Holding on to Eau Claire, you have a, back in the day, you were like, well, you were like -14 back in the day, 1936. You may get a record temperature today, possibly, well, at least close to it. -12 you're expected today for your forecast. So we'll see how that plays out. We do have the dangerous cold out there. We have an alert day that's in progress as well. That continues all the way as we finish out going to Saturday morning. Extreme cold weather, that continues all the way to the noon hour. Then that breaks down. We switch it out, switching out to this. From the extreme cold to the winter cold weather, you're seeing the advisory that picks in. That goes all the way into at least the noon hour and to Saturday in the morning around 3 a.m. We'll get into those winds that we're expecting today. They're a little breezy, but they're not as breezy as they were yesterday. So the winds will be half as much as they were yesterday. We'll also see them taper down for Saturday as well. We'll also pick up this though. So we get into the 8 o'clock hour here, you're going to hold on to -42 degrees for La Crosse for the kiddos going to school today. We'll also find out if you get into Eau Claire, -41 degrees. Other locations are also -40 or 34 or so as you get into areas right by Sparta. Viroqua -40 as well, but La Crosse will hit -38 by the 10 o'clock hour. Once we get into the noon hour, when all this begins to slowly break down, we're looking at La Crosse -33, Eau Claire -36 degrees, and of course -31 as you get into areas by Black River Falls. This is the day for La Crosse. As you can see, you have some sunshine coming in. That'll stay with us for the better part of the day. That teal color you see right there, those are your wind chills. And of course, you can see the temperatures in the white there. The larger temperatures, we could get up to about -8 degrees for our high today, I suspect. And for Eau Claire, we could see maybe a -11 to -12 for their high today as well. You'll get into those temperatures, I should say those wind chills, still getting up to -30 degrees in your forecast today. So it's going to be really cold up there. We'll get into how this all shapes up for everybody, all the way up to areas right by Bars Mills. You can see here -9 degrees, but partly cloudy skies. Shelby, partly cloudy skies with -8 degrees for you. Right back down to Prairie du Chien, you're holding on to -7 degrees. You get right back into areas right by up to Steuben, -8. You'll also see as you get up to Viroqua, -8 as well for your high. Mostly sunny skies for you. And then carrying back up to La Crosse, you're looking at least partly cloudy skies, -8 as I mentioned before, up to areas by Black River Falls. And of course, you'll be looking at least -9 degrees for you there. Whitehall, about -10, and carrying over to Osseo, similar conditions there. But you're getting up to areas by Ladysmith, -12. You get into Eau Claire, you're looking at -11 degrees for your high today as well. As we get into how this all shapes up, Saturday's temperatures, where you'll see temperatures from -6 in Ladysmith all the way down to -1 for La Crosse. Eau Claire will be -5 degrees, and Prairie du Chien will be at least 0 degrees for your high today. You get into dangerously cold conditions today. Then we get into Sunday, the possibility of having very cold air once again. We could see the possibility of another alert day, but for now we're going to hold off on that. You'll also see the possibility of that also carrying over all the way into Thursday of next week. As we go into Sunday's lows, you're looking at -23, -11 for La Crosse there. You're also seeing -5 for Prairie du Chien. Carrying over to the highs, you'll see the clouds also starting to move away. You'll get into at least 3 degrees, a high for La Crosse, at least about, say, 5 degrees there, 2 degrees getting into Eau Claire. And of course, you'll get into how this all shapes up over the next few days. Alert days for today, tomorrow in the morning. Sunday, possible alert day. You're looking at temperatures from -8 to -1 to 5 degrees, then possibly getting to 9 degrees for Monday with partly to mostly sunny skies, leading into partly cloudy skies to finish the remainder of the week. Colder conditions, though, still holding on, but we could see that possible alert day carrying over all the way to Thursday of next week. Alexandra?
It is Foodie Friday, and we're bringing the flavors of the Philippines to the studio. Oriental Goodies is La Crosse's first Filipino grab-and-go, serving up classic dishes, and we are joined by them on this Foodie Friday to tell us a little bit more. Good morning, ladies. Thank you for being here.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Great to see you. You brought a beautiful spread. We can't wait to get into that. First of all, tell us what inspired you to open a Filipino restaurant here?
My parents own the restaurant, and at first they just owned the store, and they noticed how the Filipino community wasn't really represented, so they thought it was a perfect opportunity to add on to the store with a restaurant and let everyone get to know what Filipino culture is about.
Okay, and it's a pretty simple process where you can do some grab and go stuff, right?
Yes, yep. Everything is just to go, ready for you to order and take it out.
Okay, yeah, so that makes it easy. And tell us, this is such a beautiful spread that you've brought with you today. Tell us a little bit about what you did bring.
Oh, this is the pork barbecue. Then this one is the humba.
Okay.
This is the pork belly sisig. This is the noodles. This is the putu obi.
Show this one. It has this beautiful purple color here. What makes it purple?
Ubi flavor.
Okay, the ube flavor. Great. Okay, and then we'll let you finish here.
That's the leche flan. In the Philippines, they call lumpia. Here is egg roll. This is the cassava cake.
Beautiful, yeah, with some coconut on there. We'll try some of this before we go. Okay, this all looks fabulous. Okay, and so you did mention the grocery store. Tell us a little bit more about what we can find there at the grocery store.
It's mainly Filipino items like foods and chips and snacks, but there are other Asian goodies like sauces or some seasonings.
Okay.
And then there are non-food things like soap, shampoo, some decorations.
Okay,
simple
great.
Things like that.
Yeah, a little bit of everything. Okay, great to know. Anything that you want people to know about Oriental Goodies?
It's an easy place to just experience the Filipino culture, get to know everyone, and get to know the traditional Filipino dishes that our family has made, and a little taste from the Philippines.
Yeah, and I'm sure if they're maybe cooking, trying to expand their cooking, they can find some ingredients and stuff like that there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, awesome. What are your hours and how can we find you?
The store and the restaurant are a little different. The store is from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and then the restaurant is from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay.
And then you can find that on Google and just Facebook.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we've got that up there. We've got your website up there as well, so people can do online ordering. Is that right?
Yes, yeah, we just started that. I think it's with DoorDash, and it's just super easy. It comes through us, and then you just come and pick it up.
Okay, perfect. So they can, it just makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
All right, and why would you encourage somebody to try your restaurant? Maybe to try some new cuisines?
Yes,
or,
definitely.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of Filipino foods around, so if you want to try something new, it's always there.
It's the perfect place. Okay, and you do a lot of the cooking, a lot of the recipes come from you and your family? Or?
Yes, something like that.
Okay, great. All right, well, okay, we've got the hours up there. As we head out, I will try this flan here, right here. We'll take another shot of that. It looks so beautiful. Thank you, ladies, for being here. As we head out, is there anything else you want people to know? Just come check you out.
Yeah.
And yeah, you've got groceries, you've got savory treats, some dessert here. We will try. Thank you for being here to tell us.
Thank you for having us.
All right, we'll try this. Delicious.
Good.
Super good and sweet. Thank you again for being here. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Everyone deserves to be connected. Big cities, small towns, everywhere in between. And staying connected shouldn't break the bank. That's why T-Mobile and U.S. Cellular have joined forces. The best network just got bigger. And we're combining it with the local service you know and trust. Join now and save up to 20% versus Verizon.
It's out with the old and in with the new. You know what they say, new year, new you. King Furniture is celebrating the new year with a special trade-in offer. Trade in your old recliner for $50 towards a new one. Trade in your old sofa for $100. Trade in your old mattress for $75. And we'll deliver and haul away for free. Shop store-wide savings as we continue to clear out inventory and make room for new styles for 2026. Plus, get free delivery and 12 months no interest payments. The King Furniture New Year sale is going on now.
To everyone who enjoys a feel-good meal, we're crafting one for you, Wisconsin style.
We're talking handcrafted, cooked to order,
scoop to perfection goodness.
More like greatness.
A snuggle up in the booth, share a bite kind of meal.
A fill you up, heart and soul kind of meal.
Come treat someone you love to a meal they're sure to love.
One always served with a smile.
That comes from the heart.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious!
We all want to be understood, to matter, to build a life that feels balanced and fulfilling. At Dovetail Counseling, we meet you where you are, with compassionate and honest therapy, making you a strong and seamless whole. We specialize in trauma therapy and neurodivergent well-being. Visit our website or call. Would you like to be understood? Dovetail Counseling, healing through connection in downtown La Crosse.
At Bethany St. Joseph, we understand that home is more than just a place, it's a feeling. That's why our team works to provide trusted support and an uplifting environment. In our assisted living communities, you'll find neighbors who become friends and days that inspire life, hope, and healing. Discover the warmth and support that make Bethany St. Joseph communities more than just a place to live. They are a place to thrive. We look forward to meeting you.
Okay, let's see. Headlines from News 8 Now? Check. Live updates all day? Check. Local breaking news? Yep. Weather every 10 minutes? Yes, please. Well, that was an easy choice. News 8 Plus. It puts the now in your day.
The News 8 Plus app. Local news on your time.
The weather outside right now is extremely dangerous, not just for humans, but for animals as well. And the Coulee Region Humane Society is one of the many organizations preparing for the cold snap. And with their preparations, they are ready for an increase in surrenders from those who are unsheltered and can't take their pets out of the elements.
Unsheltered population, they have nowhere to go with their pets. They have nowhere warm. Some of the places won't allow pets in warming centers. We don't have as many warming centers, and they're not opened as often.
Early warning signs that your dog may be getting frostbite on their paws include lifting their feet and if they look dry or cracked. And real quick before we end it, I want to show you why it is such a major concern for not only unsheltered dogs and people to remain warm, but to remain dry. I had these sweatpants dampened before I went on air today, and as you can see, it is so cold out, I'm able to hold them horizontally from the ground. Reporting on La Crosse, Seth Padilla, News 8 Now.
The La Crosse Emergency Warming Center is open today from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. It's at 713 St. James Street. A free bus will leave in less than an hour now at 7:42. It'll return from the center at 6:25. Ahead of America's 250th birthday celebration this summer, auditions for historical reenactors and storytellers are going on in Philadelphia, the birthplace of the nation. Event organizers looking for a full cast of history makers.
Alert day for today. Keep that in mind for dangerously cold air in the forecast, giving way to this. You're looking at minus 42 degrees for our wind chill factor this early morning, minus 42 for Eau Claire as well, and other locations are fairly similar. We'll get into how this all shapes up going into the 8 o'clock hour and the 10 o'clock hour. It's going to be fairly similar there as well, leading into how this all shapes up. We could see possible records as we go into La Crosse and Eau Claire today, and of course we'll all see as we go through the next few days, my friends. The alert day goes all the way to Saturday morning. We could see a possible alert day on Sunday, which could lead all the way into Thursday of next week.
Okay, thank you for that, Art. Everyone be sure to bundle up this morning and be careful out there. And we'll see you back here at noon.